appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about this.
Is it still
I'm
recording?
not sure if you explained exactly what I'm doing, but basically I'm just speaking with musicians about their experiences with making money as a musician, and it's kind of I wouldn't say the struggle, but the things that come with it. You know,
Uh-huh.
the mental challenges, just experiences. It's just, I wanted to be like a conversation instead of like sending a questionnaire. I want to see your lovely faces, you know, and then get to vibe with you a little bit. So that's all. So I just have a series of questions, and then if you could just answer them as candidly as possible. It's just for my own private information as I work on developing something that I
Uh-huh.
hope will allow musicians to have more opportunities to make money.
Okay.
Good.
We're gonna help you now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'm wearing a California shirt.
Where are you guys from originally? I was gonna say, where are you guys from originally?
You used to live in California, and now we're
California.
in
San
Alabama.
Diego. She's from San Diego.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
And
I
the
don't know.
band
Something
was
something felt like.
yes, the
Yeah.
band
Uh huh.
was formed in LA.
Oh, nice.
We
Okay,
moved to
very cool.
Alabama in 2020.
I got you.
We
Okay, so speaking of, let's see, practicing, networking, and then getting gigs for yourself.
uh,
How have you all navigated that? Like, is it difficult? Have you found a way that works for you? Could you explain that a little bit?
well, let's start with booking
Mm-hmm.
shows, right? I do that. We don't have a manager. The manager is me. I am the manager. And I
Okay.
am the booking agent too. We that guy you talk to, he's an assistant. He assists with with booking the shows. But I give the final word, like we're gonna play the show or not. So
Mm-hmm.
he helps promoting our music on the Facebook groups and other outlets, and also finding shows for us. But I'm in charge of choosing these gigs. He's an online assistant. We have when we need like an extra musician, he'll find those guys for us, the roadies, right? People to carry our equipment. But as far as like booking the gig, it's my choice. Let's put it that way. I say we'll do this or we'll not. We're not gonna do that. And for that, there are
Sure.
many ways you can find these gigs. A good way of booking your own shows, if that's the what you're trying to understand, is
Yes.
having, if you live in the US, for example, right? Let's pick our own example. You need a map with all the states, and then you go state by state. For then you have to go for the main cities first, and then the smaller cities, and message the venues one by one. It's time consuming, but there's no better way
Sure.
than messaging the venues directly. Then after the venues, you go to booking agencies. There are agencies specialized on booking gigs and tours, full tours. You go for them too, state by state. You need a schedule to do that. You're not gonna accomplish this. Like booking my shows for the year in one day. It's something that's gonna take you 2 months. You
Yeah,
know?
and also not only that,
Yeah.
but they keep coming in, right? It's like you think that you've messaged all the venues, but I know that we keep on getting gig offers even
Yes,
after that.
yes. Because one thing leads to another. This guy, this venue, or this agency will say, "I don't have anything for you guys now, but this guy has." So it's an ongoing thing. But I would say, especially in the beginning of the year, when the venues are kind of slow and preparing for the year, you get a map and go state by state, booking agencies,
Uh-huh.
local producers, venues, and then you just wait for their reply. And always keep your ears and eyes open for new venues. Also, in our case, the festivals, the rock metal festivals, that is easy to find on Google. If you Google like top 10 metal festivals in Europe, they're gonna give you a list. All these festivals, they have a website with an email. You email them with your material, your video, your biography. If they like you, you're gonna start negotiating. And that's it.
Sure.
That's what a booking agency does, or a manager does. But if you don't wanna pay for that or have a manager, if you wanna do that yourself, you totally can.
No reason. I think being resourceful is a lot of it too, cause yeah, like he said, sometimes what we do is that we play one gig, and then because we played that gig, someone sees us there and offers another gig after that. So also, I also say being open to new opportunities too. So like, don't think that just because you contacted every venue on your list, then okay, now you're done. You do have to keep yourself open to new opportunities.
That happened to us a couple of times. You go play this gig that you booked. Then there you meet a producer that is booking or producing the other bands, one of the other bands. This guy is from another state or another country. You make a good connection with this guy, you have another show. So it's a snowball. Anyway, you do your job by messaging the venues and the agencies, and you just wait. But as you play the gigs, making the connection with the local bands and the local producers is also very important.
As you know, we really are in a people business, and you can call it basically a balance of structure and flexibility. You have your structure and organization, but also stay flexible and open to different opportunities.
That'll be it. Is if you want to get the job done, the job of booking gigs for your band, you can totally do that by yourself. You know, but if you don't have time for that or for whatever reason, then you need to find a booking agent or at least an assistant like we have Rick. He's like an online assistant. So you can totally get it done. You know, you don't need like a big time producer or manager from Hollywood, from New York to book you a few shows or even book you on big festivals. It takes one guy on those big festivals to say, you know, I like this band, bring them. There you go.
Sure. Because a lot of people do think that, right? The big, you got to have the big time connections to get the big time gigs.
Yeah, and to get these connections, you can go for them, find them, and make these connections by yourself. The manager is a guy that has been in the business for a long time, so he's got those connections already. But you can make those connections yourself right now if you look for them and if you stay open-minded to talk to people on your shows, because you never know who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's what I want to add. One big tip for artists is actually to be very courteous to everybody, because you know what? Just at the last show we played, there was basically an undercover producer. Like, that literally happens. Someone who is a big-time show producer, but they don't wear a shirt saying, I'm a big show producer. They go just like any other audience member, and they try to talk to you a little bit, and you don't know that they're a big-time producer, so literally you never know who you're talking to. So you gotta treat everyone with courtesy and respect. Because I know you hear those horror stories, oh, that artist is an a-hole. Don't be an a-hole. Yeah. Be very courteous, respectful, and professional to everyone there.
Don't burn bridges. Always be nice to everyone, because like she's saying, you never know who you're talking to. This guy that you're not treating very nice can be a big time producer, and you can be burning that bridge or closing that door forever just because you treated the guy more or less. So not more or less or not bad, treat everyone very good wherever you go. If you're playing a show, if you're recording, keep all doors always open.
Okay, good. So I have two more questions, and they're both money questions. One is, what would you attribute to your ability to make money as a musician? I'm just rattling off some answers I've gotten. People talk about like their attitude, the people that like their circle, like the network. Some people say that's their talent. What could you pinpoint that would say for you has allowed you to make money as a musician?
Yeah, probably
So,
balance, right? Like,
yeah, balanced with your time and the cost of everything.
and
In our
strategy, a balanced
strategy, in our case, and I think today, for most of the bands, something that helps a lot is merchandise. So, this kind of thing, I say every band should have stickers, you know what I'm saying? Physical copies
Yeah.
of your CDs. This is something that believe it or not, they still sell these days, and you sell a lot of them. People still want the physical copy of your music. So this you must have your physical copies. This is still a good seller. Bottles of water. See what I'm saying? So in our case, merch.
Shirts. I'm wearing one right now.
Shirts.
Shirt. Yeah, people do appreciate a good show souvenir. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that at a lot of shows we go to, not every band has merch available. Some do, but some don't have anything. Like, how could you go without merch? I mean,
Yeah, so don't go out playing shows just for the door cut money or just for something that the venue or the producer would have for you after the show. You gotta make your money with your merchandise, and after the show, they will
Yes.
fulfill their agreement with you that they had before booking you. So you guys gonna have this much, or we got this much from the door, etc. But you must go to the show loaded with merch. That's your guarantee of a good show.
Also, fan loyalty, because you know what? If a fan has a physical reminder of your show, then that's
Yes.
something to keep going back to. Because people can go to a show and forget about it. But when they have something like, not only is your music on the internet, they actually have a physical souvenir of it with a pretty picture.
This thing here,
Goes a long way.
they're gonna stick that on their fridge. So every time they go get something on the fridge, they'll look at your logo. They'll remember you.
Yeah.
So these days, merch. A band is not a band today if you don't have merch, because the venues and the festivals and the producers, not always they'll have something set aside for the bands. Most of the time they do, but what if they don't?
They could
You-
also cheat you out too.
Yeah, what if they don't? You're
Who
gonna
knows?
drive and you're gonna expect something in the end of the show, but for some reason they don't have anything. Fine, you have your merch sales. So, merchandise. And on top
There
of
we
that,
go.
if you're gonna hire people for your shows, like roadies, people to carry your equipment, people to run your merch, drivers,
Yeah.
always look for people that are close to you. Do you have a good friend? Maybe this guy can drive your van. Do you have your brother? He's not going to do nothing that weekend. Maybe he can carry your equipment. You know what I'm saying? Go for people that are close to you that
Yeah.
would not charge a bloody fortune to do something simple.
No, I can also say geographically close,
Uh-huh.
because you know how we hire roadies who are in the city that
Yeah,
we're playing.
once-
Yeah.
One strategy we have is this: we don't have a crew that we take to the shows. We hire local people. So we're gonna play in Birmingham, for example.
Yeah, that makes
It's a Birmingham roadie. It's a Birmingham driver. It's a Birmingham merch person. In our case, we work with hired guns for the shows, with hired musicians for the bass. It's a Birmingham bass player. So we get to the city by me and her. Then there, the roadie is there waiting. The merch person, the bass player, they do what they gotta do. We pay everyone. Goodbye. You know, you cut a lot of costs
nice.
by not taking all these people on the road with you. You have to feed all these people. You have to put these people in hotel rooms. When you when you get everyone locally, everyone that is working for you in that show lives in that city. They just go home, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
cut a
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
expenses this way. Getting
yeah,
a local crew, a local staff, and on top of that,
yeah. You know, Chuck Berry was with his band.
Yeah,
exactly.
right?
I heard that he would drive his car to the show, and there will be a
Yeah,
local staff for him. After the show, here's
exactly.
your money. Here's your money. Here's your money.
Right.
Goodbye.
Because if the crew tours with you, then there's also gas and room and board and vehicles.
Food.
It's a lot.
Everything. Yeah,
That's a strategy. So you keep more money on your pocket when you hire local people, people that live in the city that you're playing. After the show, you pay them. They just go home. You cut a lot of
hmm.
costs
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for sharing. Just one final question, and this goes for just musicians in general. If there is a skill that you think musicians can acquire to allow them more, not guarantee them more money, but allow them more opportunities to get more money. So that could be playing another instrument, being able to develop their ear to make better music, being able to produce. What do you think would be a good skill that musicians could acquire to do this?
We could say teaching actually, because we do have the music studio
teaching,
too for
for
lessons.
example.
And also, did you know that teaching is not just for students? We also teach when we have a new bass player. We see how exactly they want to learn the music. Like, do they want to learn by tabs? Do they want to watch the video? Or do they just want to listen to the album a whole lot? So just being in tune with how a person learns is extremely valuable. We have our music lesson studio, so we get not only income from the students, but like he said, some of the adult students will help us out with gigs. Some of the kid students will just be really great fans of us, and that's
They
great.
buy your merch
That
too.
is great. It feels really good to have the interaction with some of our best fans on a regular basis. And in fact, we even teach them how to play some of our songs if they are on the level of being able to do that.
So I would say like another skill to have. You already have one. You play an instrument. So why don't you teach it too and charge for it? You can you can play the drums. You are a drummer. You play
Yeah.
your gigs and everything. But you can teach that too to some kid or 2 or 10 or 50. You know what I'm saying? You have the skill already. Passing this skill on forward is something that you can charge for.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of musicians, like young adult musicians, will think, oh, but I don't want to work with kids. Keep in mind, the stereotype that all music lessons are for kids is completely false. I say, for us, it's been about 50-50, like half kids, half adults. Like, you have no idea how many adults really want to learn music. Like, so many people have wanted to play, but didn't have the time yet. And then when their kids are grown up and out of the house, in fact, most of our students, either they're children under 18 or they're adults middle-aged or even...
So the skill is be on top of your world.
To be honest, all the horror stories I've ever heard about musicians being ripped off by the mean manager or the big bad record label, they're always the musicians who want to literally just play their music and nothing else. Like those who don't
Doesn't
want
work that way.
those who don't want to play any role in booking or management or logistics. Because when you're so one-dimensional with only one thing you can do, yes, you are ripe to be taken advantage of.
On this business, you got to be on top of everything, every aspect, the logistics, producing, and you got to manage your operation. You got to be on top of your operation from the beginning also.
Yeah.
Because when you try to do that later, when you have a bunch of managers and producers
to try to
around
drive
you
them.
and you want to get rid of them, it's very hard.
Actually, a lot of times you hear those legal horror stories, like, I tried to fire my manager, but then there's this contract, then the record label is demanding another 3 albums and all that kind of crap.
So from
like
the
that.
beginning, from the get-go, you got to think, this is
That's how
my
it was booked
operation.
Yeah,
So,
own it.
Yeah.
This is my operation. This is my
Okay.
band. I will know everything about this. That's the skill.
Yeah, I say that also goes hand in hand with patience as well, because a lot of why musicians accept those managers and those record companies who later go on to outright betray them, it comes from lack of patience. Like, oh, I want to be the next sensation right away. But like, hey, the patience to own your shit in this business and build your career up on your terms is way more valuable in the long run. You're going to be so happy for yourself that you had that patience, focus, and discipline.
Allow them to get. And so what your answers are going to help me do is formulate something that I can give to them that'll hopefully allow them to take tangible action and become a little bit more business savvy at the same time, so that they can avoid that stereotype of being the musician that just plugs and plays, like you said, Bruno, and doesn't know anything about where their funds are going or coming or anything like that. So that's the reason I'm doing this, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to do that, because I know time is money, and but you've been very kind, and so what I hope to do as well is just promote your band, promote your school. Is there anything you'd like me to know that I can put up on my social media that I can tell people about? Actually, my friend who I'm in a band with, he's from Alabama, and so he has people in the area. So maybe maybe his cousin who's out there could take lessons with me. I don't know. So is there anything that you could share with me that would help me to promote you guys?
Yeah.
Karkaza links.
Yeah, the links I can, not me, my assistant, remember? He can send you all the links, because I think he sent you the YouTube channel and Facebook. Yeah. But we have our own website, our karkaza.com. That is also very important. Don't rely on social media only.
Yeah.
Any band, any company, product should have their .com.
Yeah.
Whateverthing.com. Always have your own domain, your own website. So we have our website. We are in like 4 social medias. The distribution company who releases our music, they put our music in like 50 different platforms. But the well-known one, like Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube Music, we are there. So all these links, if you want to share this interview here, you can put on the description of the interview, and I'm gonna ask him to send you all the links. But yeah, anywhere pretty much you type this. Yeah, anywhere you type this band's name, even on Google, Karkaza, Google, all that. So these days, if you don't have your own domain, and if you're not in at least like 2-3 social medias, that's not gonna help you being out of the radar. No, you need all the outlets possible. So I can send you all that. And like we said on the beginning, you never know who you're talking to. Be kind, be generous, be nice to everyone, because good connections are the key in this business of music. For other businesses, it's not like that. You don't need great connections to do your job.
That sounds pretty awesome to me. Okay, Lilia, Bruno, thank you very much.
Yeah,
for the time.
anytime
Keep on keeping on.
Let's stay in touch too, because I checked out what you were referring to, the life coaching business. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So I love to stay in touch over the years. We can just keep on.
Yeah, we can
together.
do more things together. If one of these days you have more questions, for example, you can let him know, and then he will arrange this for us here. So we are always open for new conversations.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Well, I really appreciate it. That's it for me then. So you guys take care.
You
and
too.
we'll be in contact, okay?
Yeah, I'll ask him to send everything to you right away.
Okay, take it easy.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.